I was in your ticket earlier after we got the phone, and I realized if you do decide to have it fixed someplace else, there is a tow bill on this thing. So just be aware that you would be responsible for that tow bill. I want to be upfront with you right now before we go any further.
Okay, you're saying that I would be responsible for the tow?
Yeah, because it was towed back in here, right? You had it towed in here?
Yes, I did, but I was getting my own wrecking service to go ahead and tow it until the lady said that they'll go ahead and take care of it.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about that. All I know is that if there's a tow bill on this ticket, so just be aware of that. I knew that you didn't want to spend any money if you didn't have to, so I saw that. Actually, I saw it when I went in there and talked to my manager about what's going on, and I saw that in there. I thought, I'm going to call you right now. So just be aware there's a tow bill on this.
Okay, now in a situation like that, what are we going to do about trying to address that? Because especially if I'm having to pay for this car to be fixed out of my pocket.
Sorry, man, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me see. Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
Okay, so what I was stating to you, I said, well, what are we going to do about the situation? Because if I'm having to pay for these repairs out of my pocket, regardless if I'm paying for it or not, that is something that was not afforded to me so far as the towing. I would have had my own insurance company go ahead and tow it until the lady said, well, since it was on y'all end, that y'all was going to go ahead and get the vehicle towed. And now you're saying, no, I would be responsible for the towing price when I already have that on my insurance.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that conversation, so I can't say anything about that. Okay, so
I understand you weren't there, but I'm saying you're here now.
If you do have an extended warranty, I will try. If you do have an extended warranty and it's covered, I will try to get this alternator covered and the tow bill covered. If not, then I mean you'll have to go to my manager on that, because I mean I don't have any stroke of that tow bill. I mean if it's towed in, it's towed in. Okay. I don't know. Somebody telling you that it's under warranty when we haven't diagnosed it.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just going by what you all stated, because, you know, when I first even tried to see about it, Ryan, you yourself, you said I didn't have a warranty. But then after you did your own research, days later, you ended up finding out that I did have a warranty. So when I took it to... Okay, I'm just telling you. Hold on, Mr. Ryan.
What I found out was Fernando talked to me and said it was still under factory warranty. A 2016 doesn't normally have factory powertrain warranty still.
Okay.
So that threw me off. So you got to understand. I mean, you're talking what, 6 years? So I mean, I'm assuming that there's no warranty on it. But when I talked to Fernando, I said, "Hey, Fernando, he says he still got powertrain warranty on this thing." He said he did because he looked it up previous to you. I guess when you talked to him previous. Okay. So I went and looked it up, and sure enough, he sure did. So I'm not going to say I didn't say that, because I know where I said at that point. So, I mean, I stand firm on that I made a mistake at that point, but I made a mistake based off of the date on it, not knowing that it wasn't bought at it was bought at a certain time. So
okay. Now, if you don't mind, if you don't mind, can I tell you my end? Would you mind if I tell you my end?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So what originally happened was I ended up calling your dealership, and I got a hold of you, Mr. Ryan. I told you my year model and my make and my trim of the vehicle that I had. Just like how you admitted, you assumed that I did not have a warranty at that present moment in time. I ended up coming up there to your dealership, and I spoken to you once again. During that time, you looked up the information and you seen that I did have a warranty. Fernando also seen powertrain. Yes. Fernando also seen that I had a warranty, but I had to tell Fernando that no, Mr. Ryan said that I did. And I'm guessing maybe you have so many customers where maybe you maybe had got misconstrued, because at that time you said, no, there's not a warranty. But when he looked it up again, you guys both were finally on one page where everybody was underneath the same platform that there is a warranty that is on that vehicle. It went from there to me not even getting the situation addressed all the way because I did not have video evidence proof. Then a week later, round about a week later, I actually had proof because I recorded it on the PDR. It was never overheating any mile per hour before 174. It was only after 174. I took it to you. I gave you that information. You guys took it. You guys gave me the printout. You guys took care of my car. It was there for a little while, but once you guys got to it, you did it. But you guys did not address the full complaints that I had with the vehicle. When I took the vehicle, Mr. Ryan, you were not there at that time, but you guys were closing. So I had got the car and immediately in that same parking lot, the noise was still there. I went back into there and I spoke to the secretary, and the secretary told me you were gone just like everybody else was gone for the day, and that I would have to address this situation tomorrow. And ever since then, I was calling you, leaving you voicemails. Finally, I ended up driving back out there, and that's which was on that Saturday. And that's when I was able to speak to the lady, and the lady went on to inform me, since this was an issue that you had addressed previously, we'll go ahead and take care of the towing. Don't you worry about it. At that time, I had an appointment that was scheduled at 4:00. I could have easily had my own insurance company come and tow the vehicle because I have full coverage, and that's part of it. So that's the only reason why I'm saying, well, I understand you guys might have a toll fee, but that's not something that I'm at fault for. I'm not liable for that because I would have had my own towing service go ahead and to tow the vehicle, just like right now. Because evidently that's what I'm going to have to do, because now I'm seeing that you're now calling me back, telling me about a towing fee that is now involved. So like I told you, it was always back and forth. 1 minute you got a warranty, 1 minute you don't, So I think in reality, I think this, Mr. Ryder, and then I'll be through, and then I'll let you speak too. But I think in reality, before we go any further, at least when it comes to me and this vehicle, from here on out, whether if I talk to you, a service advisor, somebody else, I believe that we all need to be underneath one platform, meaning don't assume nothing else from this point on when you speak to me. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
You're raising your voice, and I haven't raised my voice one time to you.
Okay, that's because I'm irritated, Mr. Ryan. You have to understand that. I'm trying to calm down too as well, but you have to understand where I'm coming from too. If you're calling me with incorrect information, you just admitted to it, Mr. Ryan. You're telling me that you didn't further look into your job until you did, which is fine. We all make mistakes. I make several of them. You have made some too. So we're not any different. We're still human. That's okay to make mistakes, Mr. Ryan. But I'm just telling you right now, I'm already frustrated. So if I'm frustrated with this whole entire ordeal of, oh, well, now you have to pay us, but then all of a sudden you say, oh, but we try to take care of our people, but we're not in it. It's too much. Okay. So if you would like to, I can go ahead and speak to your manager or whoever you said that, that you spoke to. So that way me and you, we don't even have to cross them paths like that, because evidently I just see that me and you, we're not getting along. You're not an enemy of mine. I'm just saying I'm fine. Okay, you might be fine, but if I'm telling you that I'm not fine, are you going to disregard that? Because I'm not liking how I'm being treated by you. Okay,
so hold on. So let me go back. The first time you and I ever had a conversation when you drove it in here, you talked to somebody
That's
else.
Incorrect.
Hold on. The first person you talked to was Adley. I have never talked to you until that time that I walked over there and Mando said it's overheating. That's the time I talked to you for the very first time. I've never talked to you before. Okay. You called up here and talked to Adley. Adley's the one who found out about the extended warranty, and he talked to Fernando. So I don't know anything prior to you and I having that first conversation out here on the service drive. And I said, I don't think this is a powertrain anymore because it's 2016. Fernando said it is, that he looked it up. I verified because I'm supposed to. That's what I did. And you were correct. I didn't argue that fact. I was wrong. As far as this situation right here, I wanted to call you and let you know before we got any further what was going on. I was trying to be upfront with you. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. So I wasn't trying to mislead or do anything. I have never talked to you on the phone except for now. The other day when you picked the car up, that's the only time I had a conversation with you.
Okay. Well, I can say thank you for explaining that to me. I could just tell you that your information is incorrect, but I understand that would just be he say, she say. But I can tell you during that time, I did have that recording. So during that time, I have you on tape.
Okay.
So that's something that we can't sit over here and go back and forth on. But
okay.
what I'm stating to you is, regardless of any tapes or anything, all I'm saying is I'm not liking the way how you're treating me. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that you're haggling me and everything else. I'm just saying at this point in time, it's just too much. You're saying that you're fine, but you should not be fine with me not being fine. That's what makes you not be fine. If you are looking out for my well-being, you should be more or less.
I can't control how you feel about something. I can control what I say and do.
Okay.
And if you feel like I have made you upset, I apologize. But that is not what my intentions are. But if you would like to talk to my manager, I can transfer you right now and you can talk to him. I mean, I'm not here to.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me transfer you.
What is his name?
Ponchos de la Garza.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hello, this is Ponchos Garza. I'm currently out of the office, but if you like, please leave a message. I'll get back with you shortly. If you need any assistance, press 0 for the operator. Thank you. Have a good day.
Mr. Elazar, I'm sorry, I do not know how to pronounce your name because I misinterpreted it on your voicemail recording. This is Craig Armstrong. I can be reached at 682-239-1470. I'll give you the number before I hang up again. I'm calling in regards to Mr. Service Advisor Ryan. He told me that he was going to transfer me to you. It's approximately 5:07 p.m. on March the 22nd, 2023. I want to just make sure that you have all this correct information. This is basically on a vehicle that was warranted, and you guys did some work, but it wasn't addressed to the complaint of one of the two complaints that I had during that time. And they told me by courtesy, they'll go ahead and pick up my vehicle to go ahead and have it looked at again, to go ahead and fix and address that situation of what it originally came in for. Again, my number is 682-239-1470. I can be reached at that number at any time. By any chance, if you miss me, that is my cell number. You can text me because I have several customers and sometimes I honestly cannot get to my phone. But as long as you text me, I will be giving you a call back if I miss your call by any means necessary. I promise you I will give you a call back. Please call me at your earliest convenience whenever it's more convenient for you, because this matter does need to be handled quickly as possible because my vehicle is still sitting over there at your lot and it probably needs to be removed ASAP. Thank you. Give me a call. 682-239-1470. Craig Armstrong. Okay, so there you go. I'm supposed to be across the street to talk to them, but evidently you've seen that talking to him is just not getting me anywhere. He's lying, point blank period. Thank God I have recordings, because this man is 100% lying. And now since I told him about a recording, he is now trying to go ahead and get me over there. But I told him we're just not getting along, man. It's okay not to get along with everybody. We're not fighting, and I'm not here to fight you, and I'm not going to fight you, and I'm not going to pick no fight with you. But if we're going back and forth on this situation, then the lady's saying something different now, then hey, just so be it. Hey, that lady, she has a different different feelings for today. If he's saying, hey, it's not my job to control how you feel and everything else. Okay, yeah, you do got a point. It's not your job to control how I feel. You can't control how I feel. But you can damn sure monitor the way how I'm feeling if I'm having a complaint directly with you. That's what I am getting at. Just like if any of my customers call me with a complaint, I'm able to address that situation. And sometimes I may have to tell my customers, look, would it be okay if I go ahead and reach you at a later time? Maybe tomorrow, no more than 2 days from now, within 48 hours. Let me get time to recollect my thoughts, my training, my adversaries, whatever it may be. And then I can call you back. Let's just give that time to breathe, to cool down, to do whatever it may be. And then at that moment in time, let's pick it back up. And if I'm in the wrong, I can definitely sit over here and apologize. Even if I'm not in the wrong, I can apologize just by the way how I made you feel during that moment in time. And guess what? I'm human. So during that moment in time, I could have been feeling like whatever as well. But it doesn't give me a right to let you feel like that if you are the one that's putting the money in my pocket and I, in return, am giving you a service. That's the reason why my company, Let's Go, is so successful at TV mounting, is because of our customer service. That's why. It has nothing to do with how he's talking about, oh, we're here to make money. I'm going to make money regardless. But one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to go back and forth with you on the pricing. My prices are set. They are what they are. And you will pay me exactly what that price is. Period. In return, if you ever call me to do any more business, I will take a $20 credit and I will put it towards your raffle and or on your account. If you refer me to somebody, I'm going to Cash App or Zelle you $25 right then and there, that same day. That's the reason why my company is so successful. And I'm not just trying to sit over here and say all this for clout or for anything else. I'm doing this and I'm saying this because this is exactly what's going on right now with a lot of different companies of the reason why they're going under. Even during Corona, it was the hardest time ever for a bunch of companies. But if your customer service was there, guess what? Your customers were there. Period. That's how that happens. You call me, you have a problem, I'm going to address it, or I'm going to get back with you if I'm busy at that time. And I guarantee you I will. You know, there's only been a couple of spews. There's actually been 3. Ever since 2019, when my business was registered, there's only been 3 disputes where me and customers, we wasn't seeing eye to eye. And every single one of them, we ended up seeing eye to eye. Now, I'm not going to give you something off of your bill just because me and you couldn't see eye to eye. But I can go ahead and try to figure out what else I may be able to do to try to help you or to help your situation. And in that moment, even after everything is said and done, if we need to part ways, that is 100% fine. I just don't want to have you or anybody else having the bad taste in your mouth about my company and about my services. Maybe if everybody else did the same thing, then maybe we'll be able to turn this world a whole lot better. And I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm just sitting over here telling you exactly what that is. Because now Mr. Ryan is calling me about a damn tow truck bill when you guys already said you guys were going to cover it. So which one is it? You're going to cover it or not? If I tell you I'm going to cover your services, I'm going to cover your services. It doesn't matter whether or not if you got something done with my company or not. If I tell you I'm going to cover it, I'm going to cover it. Period. I'm sticking to my word. And that's what I mean. Now, if it's anything that's custom or something like that, where, you know, I can't not give you that correct price or whatever it may be, hey, I can always apologize about it. But I'll tell you up front, hey, look, that's the reason why we don't do those pricings over the phone, because we don't have custom work that's flat fees. But our other work is flat fees. So that way you know that everybody's paying the same amount, man. It doesn't matter. White, black, tall, skinny, fat, short, doesn't matter. Broke, poor, rich, mega rich, healthy, wealthy. So let me go ahead and just conclude this. You know, whenever I do see him or whenever I do talk to him, I could go ahead, I could be man about mine, and I could say, I apologize on the way how you took me in to feel like I was doing this or I was doing that. But I'm not apologizing to you. on what I said. I'm not apologizing to you on how I ended up feeling after talking to you. That's one thing you should never do. Don't ever, ever, ever apologize for you being you. Apologize for your actions if your actions portrayed a different you. I'm me, and I am who I am, and I'm standing firm on who I am. It does not matter. I don't care nothing about your race. I don't care nothing about your color, your skin, your location, if you're rich, if you're poor. I've been through all facts of life. And right now I'm venting a whole lot because I am extremely frustrated with this Corvette and this dealership. If you say you're going to do it, Moritz Chevrolet, located off Camp Bowie in Fort Worth, Texas, then do what you say you are going to do. Don't sit over here now and try to charge me because I'm telling you I'm going to come and pick up my car. Because when I said that, he did not have anything to say. There was no rebuttal. There was no, hey, you're going to owe a bill or any of that. It wasn't until after you got in cahoots with others in order for you to go ahead and do that. I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. Right now, he's talking to Mr. Hernando or whatever the guy's name is, and he's telling him the 411. Then they're going to try to get together a plan and scheme against who? Against me. Now, that is all assumption. I don't know if they're going to do that 100%, but in my line of business, I see this all of the time. Then he's going to give me a call back. Then he's going to put it out and lay it out there for me to either know or to understand. But this is where we are at right now, today's date. And this is exactly where it's going to remain. Now I'm at a standstill because I can no longer contact any place of business because it is now after 5 p.m. So, in conclusion, they're going to keep that car there until I can figure something out. And if I need to get it towed here to the house, if I need to go out there and go work on it myself, whatever the situation may need to be, push come to shove, if that's what I need to do, then that's what I need to do. But I know what type of car it is, and I'm going to take it to the dealership and get it done correctly. But this is where the problem lies at. You can take it to whoever you want to. Guess what? They're all going to do the same work. Every single one of them. You know the only difference? One is more insured than the other. That's the only difference. You can take it to your homeboy. Look, if he knows Corvettes, he can fix it. There's no difference. But his insurance is going to be nowhere near as much as taking it to an actual dealership and not a mom and pop's dealership. These are the reasons why we take these cars to these dealerships, is to avoid situations such as this. Otherwise, I could have took my car to mom and pop. I could have had them fix it. If that's the case, if that's the situation, I wasn't expecting this bill over $1,400. I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting only to pay for whatever it was when I first took it to you. Then you guys let me leave the dealership with it still making a noise and didn't have me sign off on any paper stating that I understand that it's still making a noise and that something else may go wrong with this vehicle. And if something does, it will not be covered by your dealership. Then I understand that. But that is not a paper that I signed. That is not something that somebody told me. She said, sign here, sign there. And I read some. And then I went on ahead and signed it. But the situation was never addressed. Why? Because they do not let you get your vehicle until after you pay. That's exactly what happened to me just some months ago. $7,300 at a place for my Jaguar to get fixed. And guess what? I had to pay him before I could see the car. And after I seen the car was totally shot. It was in worse condition than it was before it went in, except for the fact that it wasn't running. It was now running. And that's only just due to a fuel line is what he said. But it cost $7,300. But you don't have any of that paperwork showing what you replaced. And I asked you for the original parts and you say, hey, no, we don't have those parts anymore. We threw them away. How did you throw them away the very next day? How do you not have that in the trash can? But so all these problems is strictly coming from all of these cars because a lot of these cars are not being built like how they were being built back in the 90s or maybe even the early 2000s. I don't know if it's worse or I don't know if it's better. But in my personal line of experience, it seems like, or maybe that it might just be a wear and tear item. And if it is, that's fine. But you mean to tell me that an alternator is only going to last 16,000 miles? That seems like there's something wrong with that. 16,000 miles out of one alternator? Man, I could push 40, 50 in a regular automobile alternator, maybe. But But maybe it's because of his performance, and that's the reason why. Maybe it might be the high drive line on there. I don't know, but it shouldn't have did that. And if you had machines, you should have hooked up your machines to make sure that I was okay before I even drove off your lot, especially if I left you a voicemail telling you my concern. If I'm going to your dealership because I'm concerned with my car, I'm choosing your dealership. I could take my car, my vehicle to any dealership that I want to, but instead I took it to your dealership because I want you to go ahead and fix it. But now knowing my lesson, I don't want you to touch it. We already went beyond that point. There's no fact of you touching it any longer. Otherwise, I'm just going to be redundant. So the only reason why they would ever go ahead and fix it is only because they either A, already fixed it, or because B, they must have went ahead and did it and to go ahead and cover it because another dealership won't cover their mistake. And of course I would do that compared to paying $1,400 somewhere else. Now, if they can issue me a check for $1,400 and I take it somewhere else, then absolutely I'll do that. But that's the reason why all this is being done. So we'll just have to see how everything works out. That's just how it is. Point blank period. Let's get it. Let's go.